bitches need love. And Giselle fills that void. So maybe she's willing to overlook everything because true love is hard to find. Hey, what's up? What's going on, everybody? You have now tuned into my Love and Hip Hop Atlanta recap. So definitely, if you're not yet part of the family, go ahead and hit subscribe, turn on your post notifications. We are reviewing this show every week. Like I told you before, I was thinking about doing Miami, but I'm not super fond of Miami, to be honest, and I don't really watch it right away. Like, I'll watch it when I feel like it. It's more like a leisure activity than just kind of like, yes, I want to see what's going on. You know, like Atlanta has always been my thing from day one, you know, so we're going to keep it rolling with Atlanta for right now. But as you guys know, I do have my website. I'm going to be adding more wigs that I am just like ready to part with on there. I'm going to have great prices, samorelove.com. So soon, I'll definitely do an update and let you guys kind of know when it's posted. I do have a few things, a vacation and stuff coming up, so probably won't be until the first week in September, but just kind of wanted to give you guys the heads up for that. Also, empresslooks.com. That's where I have my posh hair accessory clips. Shout out to those of you that have still been supporting, and I truly appreciate it. And I just put out a whole bunch of orders just last week, so you know, things are definitely looking good, and I do appreciate you guys. Even though I haven't really mentioned it as much as I was before, I'm still going strong with that, so I appreciate that. It keeps everything going and flowing and me able to do these types of videos. As you guys know, on Fridays I do my work from home videos. On Wednesdays we're doing our Married at First Sight. Sometimes it might go up on Thursdays, and every Monday we are doing our Love and Hip Hop. All right, and I am a relationship coach. I'm also working on a few other things under my belt to just kind of add to that, just so I will be a full self-actualizing coach with cognitive behavioral therapy under there, as well as some other things. So your girl, like I always tell you guys, I'm working. I might not always be able to be as consistent because I'm doing so many things, but you know, I'm never really doing nothing, you know, just so y'all know that. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this recap. All right, fam. All right, so Shekinah, she asked Meda if she was going to the wedding, and and Meda was like, nah, it's a conflict of interest. Like, I ain't going to that wedding, you know? Like, I got a little bit of class, all right? Even though I might be doing the girl's husband or soon to be husband, I got some class, all right? I drew my limits somewhere. But you know, Shekinah, she was just like ready for all the tea, and she made sure that she pulled Meda to the side to kind of find out what was really going on, find out the truth, you know, because she wasn't too sure at this point. But she talked about she don't want to be messy, but you being messy at the end of the day because you want to find out everything. And so Spice, she's over here in the confessional talking about I don't know why she was going to, she's going to tell all the girls, like she's just, you know, these messy girls. And I'm like, bro, like you're the one at the end of the day who was the one who even put all of this out there. You're the one who So, Kari, you know, Meda was also talking, you know, like you're the one who put it out there from the very beginning. So you can't talk about Meda is like, yeah, Meda said probably too much, but you're the one who opened her up to everything. And she's an open book. She's like, you know what? I said what I said because I don't want anybody to think that I came in after and I was some side chick. Like, I'm going to show dates and I'm going to show receipts. I mean, you can't be mad at her because at the end of the day, even though, you know, it's just a messy, nasty situation, you still want to show like, okay, I've been here for so long. Like, this is not something new. I didn't just jump on this, you know, after her or, you know, anything like that. Like, I want to show my truth at the end of the day. It might be nasty and it might be messy, but I'm going to still show my truth. She said that he was her first country dude, and also that she was probably his first like boss bitch that he was with, you know, somebody that was educated and black and, you know, just doing the damn thing. Like, now obviously he's with Kendra, and I feel like she embodies all those things that Meda mentioned, but Meda's like, you know, I put him on to the sapiosexual life, you know what I mean? And I'm like, 2022. We want to be using all these asexual, sapiosexual, animal sexual, bestiology, like all these words that we're using now. It's like you be having to have me pull out the freaking Google Assistant real quick. Hey Google, or hey Siri, because I have both. Which one do we want to talk to at the moment? And according to Google, they said that this means who finds intelligence sexually attractive or arousing. So, pretty much saying that she was the one who put him on to wanting to be with women who were up there in class, who had their head on right, who were well educated, who were sexual, and that's what caused him to be aroused to them. She said she did it first. Okay? So Kendra, be happy that I put him on to that. He not into the strippers and all that stuff anymore because of me. But yeah, she was saying that she loves him, and her hard line where she's gonna drop everything regardless of love or not is when he's married. Like, that's it, And the crazy thing about it, I remember her saying, I think to Carly or whatever, that she was, well, we'll talk about that momentarily. Anyways, let's go on to Raashida. So Raashida's mom, she comes to the shop or whatever, and she wants Raashida and her father to kind of repair their relationship. Let's get a storyline together, y'all. So the new thing is, I guess her and her father have some beef, so they're going to try to squash it or whatever. At first, she's like, you know what? I'm the child in this, and I shouldn't have to be the one to step up and try to mend things. But after a little bit, she does agree because she remembers how much or how bad Kirk felt when he lost his mother. I remember seeing his mother on the show years and years ago, and I remember hearing the news that she had passed away as well, and she said she remembers that, and she does want to see what she can do, to mend this relationship. But if it doesn't work, it just doesn't work. I mean, I can definitely know how that feels, because I remember me and my father, we had an issue, and this was over something kind of stupid, but to me, I was a teenager, so it was big for me. And we just didn't talk for years and years until, like, my son was born. He didn't speak to, we didn't have any dialect, anything, until maybe my son was maybe 6 or 9. I can't remember. That's a big, huge gap, but I'm not good with dates and things like that. Like, I'll definitely forget. It all is the same to me, but either 6 or 9, that's when I remember he spoke to me, he spoke to my son, and things like that. But yeah, we didn't have that relationship, and now he has a lot of health issues and things like that. So I have tried to speak to him a little bit here and there, but even now he's had another health issue, so it's a lot harder. So it's like, you don't want to get to that point where it's like, damn, I wish I would have talked to my father a little bit more. I mean, I don't have that feeling, but you don't want to get to that point where it's like that, especially if it's something that's minuscule and could actually be repaired, But there was one point where they did have like a conversation, and it was just like really nasty. It seemed like they were both blaming each other for things that were occurring in their, relationship and things like that. And can I say, I love Raashida's hair. Like, when it's out and natural, like, it just looks so cute. She has long hair, and like some of these wigs, I feel like sometimes they just age her, or they just, I don't know, they just don't make her look as like elegant as her own like nice little curly hair when she has it in the buns and things like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm a sucker for natural hair. I mean, no, not really, but like, I don't know, something about, maybe it's her texture or whatever. But I'm not even like into like, oh yeah, you have to be this texture to be beautiful. It's just, I don't know. It's just, I feel like her personally, she looks really nice, and sometimes even younger with her own natural hair. So anyways, now we get to see Cena, which is Jock's ex baby mama. I don't know how we gonna call it. This is ex/baby mama. She got a few kids by him, you know what I'm saying? But she's mad because he hasn't been showing up for the kids. He pinky promised to one of them that he would be on, I guess, a video call or something. He ain't show up. He just hasn't been doing the right thing. And then on top of that, she was angry because Kendra DM'd her for the girls to be a part of the wedding, but she didn't even know that they was getting married. I mean, you knew that. I mean, they was engaged. You know that they're going to be married at some point. But I do see where she's coming from. But she was, I see both sides. Like I kind of see her seeming a little bit bitter. Like, why are you so mad? This is like a big thing for the father. Maybe he just didn't get a chance to say it. Maybe Kendra just beat him to it because she's the planner. She's the person that does everything. And she didn't even realize that this could possibly be an issue. You know what I mean? That could be part of it. Or she could just be mad that, all right, they're getting married for real. Like, this is really going to be my kid's stepmother. This should have been me. You know, he cheated on me with all these people, and now he's over here getting married to this chick. You know what I mean? Like, she don't even have his kids. You know, it could be so much that's all wrapped up into that. So that's why it's kind of like, I don't know. She tells him that the kids is going to California, and it's really non-negotiable. Like, he said he would change the flights, he would reimburse her, he would pay whatever he had to pay to move things around. And she was just like, no, you can't do things last minute and expect things to just go your way. So that right there, just not really accommodating, unless it was like a birthday party or some big bash for her mother who's in California. I don't feel like it should have been such a big deal. Like, I feel like it was more so, yeah, I have to have control and I'm going to be petty at this moment, you know? Like, yeah, you want respect, but I mean, once in a while you can bend a little bit, you know what I mean? That's how I kind of see it, but it is what it is, right? So for Kendra, later on she had met up with Carly, and they were kind of talking about Kendra and how, you know, he's not really changed. He's just still playing games. Carly brags about the fact that she went to his bachelorette party, jumped out the cake, you know, and just the fact that people is still DMing them, telling them things about Jock, you know, and how he's like screwing this person, this bartender or whatever, you know. So he's still out here in these streets talking about he's getting married. Like, this is not what it means to be married, you know what I mean? So that's part of the problem. So Little Mendices is with Yandy and Mendices full time now, and she also, of course, she has her 2 kids, and she also has her other daughter. I forgot her name, but she's out in New York, you know, just kind of doing her thing. So, you know, Yandy, she has a lot going for her, and I feel like she was always a very driven person, even with like Jim Jones and Chrissy back in the days. Like, remember, that was a crazy situation, but that, like, she's always been a driven person, so you got to hand it to her. She definitely has herself, like, you know, doing whatever she got to do for her family and to make money and just continue to make her empire flourish. She has, you know, stores and businesses and things like that. Her mother was in a really bad car accident, but luckily her mom's gonna be okay. The only problem is that her mom is like her everything, does everything, a lot of things for her, relationship advice, you know, watches the kids and a lot of other things. Like, she's just her confidant. They're really close, but her mom is not going to be able to walk possibly for at least a year, you know, depending on how things go. And so I know that definitely, you know, sucks for her, but luckily, you know, her mom is still here. So you got to think about the positive and just kind of make it push away those negative thoughts that you may have by putting, or more so focusing on the positive. So when Meda and Spice meet up, she does ask her why she like outed her, you know, in front of all of the women in them. And she says that she didn't really do it. She just kind of wanted to clear the air because both her and Carly Red was there. So she just kind of wanted to do that. But she was like, you told him everything about 2008 and 2018 and 20 and all these things. She's like, you didn't have to say all of those numbers. And she's like, no, like, you know, this is the part where I was saying she wants to make sure that they know what it is. Like, okay, like, don't try to get it twisted. Like, I was here way before anybody else. But she's like, so why you didn't know about Kendra? Like, he's about to get married. And she's like, well, you know, she was like that. She was like, you didn't see they had Jock and Kendra on TV? Like, what's going on? You know, she's like, first of all, I don't have cable. And she was like, second of all, like, me and him, we was together after I got out of a bad marriage. And she was like, you know, we was just doing our thing. Like, we wasn't in a relationship or anything like that. But a funny thing about this one right here, so if you listen carefully, when she was talking, and this is what I was bringing up earlier, when she was talking, I think it was to Carly Red or whatever, at the table, she mentioned that she was in a relationship with him. it was either she was talking to Shekinah or she was talking to Carly Red, but I remember her saying clearly that she was in a relationship with him. Like, she was always there and things like that. But then now she's saying she was not in any type of relationship. They was just kind of like doing their thing, and she didn't care about anything else. And she said, like, even if she heard the name Kendra, like, what was she supposed to think about that? Because he had mad females. So right here at this point, I just feel like she was contradicting herself a lot. Like, if you want to be the boss chick to own what you did and what you said, like, continue to be that boss chick and say what you got to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't start backpedaling now, because it's starting to get a little heated. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was one thing that I because I'll be listening to these people, you know, I'll be taking my little notes and stuff. So I'm like, hold up, like, you said this earlier, now you saying something else. So something ain't really adding up right here. Something is something. But supposedly that's the situation with them. So I don't know. But Kendra, she was getting her dress made. She feel like a lot of things is not going right. I feel like there's a lot of red flags, and she's there just dancing with the red flags like it's some type of carnival. You know what I'm saying? She like, she twirling them. She's dancing, honey, with these red flags right now, and just kind of like really ignoring them. Like they part of the festival, but it's like they part of the fete. You know what I mean? But it's like, girl, like, you need to look at the signs. Like, dude is going on all these different shows. He might not even be back in time for the wedding, because he's flying back the day of the wedding. He has a show the day before and several days before that. Like, homie's gonna be super tired, you know what I mean? And it's just like so many things going on. It's like the whole wedding is costing $100,000. You know, this is $50,000. To change the music is $30,000. It's like things are just ching, ching, ching. You know, I wish I had a little ching, 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 like the cash register, so you just hear it. You know what I mean? It's just going every single minute. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's like, you guys are spending all this money for a big fat joke, you know, and they're probably going to end up in a divorce once everything is said and done, because of what this man is doing. You know, is he going to miraculously change, although he's been cheating throughout the whole time that they've been together and been engaged? I highly doubt it, because what is you know, once you're doing something and it becomes a pattern, it's definitely hard to change. You can change if you put in work, time, and effort. You can definitely change. Like, don't ever let anybody tell you that you can't fully change if you're willing and you want to put in the work. But, you know, I'm just saying, like, homie's been doing this for a long time, and does he really want to change is the question, because it don't seem like he's putting in any type of effort to do anything different, because this has been his pattern all the way through, you know, since we first started watching him on freaking Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But Rennie and Sierra, they're going to her bridal party. They end up there, and Sierra, she's like anxious and stuff, because she's not sure what she should do, because she's supposed to be one of the bridesmaids, and you know, that's a pretty tough title. You know what I mean? That means that you're close to this woman, that you're supposed to be somebody she could rely on during this wedding, but yet you have such a crazy ass secret. You're supposed to be her friend, even though you're not really her friend, but you're supposed to be playing the part of a close friend. So this is something that you should probably reveal to her, you know, so she doesn't make the biggest mistake of her life and then look at you like, bitch, you knew all this time and you ain't say nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? But she's conflicted, because she's like, should I mess up everything right now, or should I say what I know? And that's where the conflict is. So yeah. But yes, you guys, that was pretty much the episode. Let me know what y'all think about this episode. I mean, shit about to get crazy. We definitely know that, because, you know, I just feel like, damn, like, how they just, all these little pieces just put together, and just everything is just happening the way it happens. You know, this is why we be like, you know, this is fake. But you know what? It's entertainment, so it is what it is. But thanks so much for watching. Definitely check out Samore Love Real TV. That's my second channel, where I'm doing weekly videos like almost every day. I got Catfish over there. I got Power just started. I got like a few shows, so definitely check that out. Check out my website once again. Subscribe, join the family, and I will see you guys on the next one. Laters.